Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In this tutorial, I will show how to use ADT porting wizard to port a design with lookup tables. We will use the lookup tables to resize the target design while keeping the electrical properties that we choose constant. So I will start with my reference project, and this is my reference library. This is the top level cell of my reference design. It is a test bench for an amplifier circuit, and in this case, I need to know the electrical parameters of the transistors in the reference design. So I need to have an OP test bench. So I already have an existing view. And here in this view, I already have a DC OP simulation. So you can see here, I already have a DC OP simulation. So everything is fine here. What I need to do is to go to the top level schematic and go to ADT menu, porting, and export design. Okay, so I need to choose the folder that I will use to export my design, and I'll choose the same folder. I already have the design here, so it is going to be overwritten. And in this case, I want to use the lookup tables. So this is the path of my lookup tables, and I need to run OP simulation, so I'm not going to skip this time. So I'll click OK, and this is the progress, and it will be also running OP simulation, as you can see here, and it is done. So I have here my exported folder ready, and I can go and import it from the target project. The target project can be using a completely different, actually, PDK and completely different devices. So I'll go here to porting and import the design. And I need to select the exported folder, the folder that I have just exported. So this is my folder. I'll choose it. And for the configuration file, I will create a configuration file from scratch. Of course, if you have a configuration file that has all the settings ready, you can reuse it. And this one will be porting with LUTs. And I will save the configuration file, and this is my porting wizard. Okay, so this is the information of my reference design, and in this case, I have already done reference simulation. I didn't skip it, and I will port my design in this library. So this is my editable library, and let's give it a name. So this is with LUTs, okay, and I will keep everything as is, but I will scale the voltage. Let's assume I'm going from a high voltage I/O device to core devices. So the original design was using 3 volts, and I want the target design to be using significantly lower voltage. So I will scale the voltage by a factor of 0.4 and apply this scaling to all devices or voltage sources in my design. And I will also actually add an additional command. So let's also scale the currents. And you can see these additional commands in the user guide. So this is the user guide of the porting assistant. And here there is an example of how to use actually the porting settings to do this scaling. So I will go to this example here. And this is an example of a scaling command. So this will scale my current source, and this will also scale the currents of all the MOSFETs. They start with letter M, and you can use wildcards by a factor of 1.5. So let's take this scaling command. So I'll copy this scaling command, copy it, and I'll go to the porting wizard, and I will paste this command. So I'm going to use this command. Of course, if you want to understand the details here, so you can check here the documentation. So this is the set scale command, and this is all the documentation of this command. So let's go back to the porting wizard. Now I will scale the bias current and all the currents in my circuit. I click next. Here you define the electrical parameters that you want to keep constant. And for the analog transistors, I will keep the same current, of course, with the scaling taken into account. I will keep the same GM over ID, the same bias point, and I also want to keep the same capacitance. You can actually choose whatever you want here. You can choose whatever you want to keep constant, and here you can write arbitrary equation. For digital transistors, by default, you keep the same on current for the same VGS and use the minimum L, but in my case, all my transistors are analog, so the analog rules here will apply. So I'll click next, and here you do LUT mapping. You map every reference LUT to a target LUT, and these are the paths of the reference and target LUTs. So this is the 3.3 volt device. I will map it actually to the core device here, and the same for the NMOS. I'll also map it to the core device. If you want to do the best match mapping, if you are porting to a completely different technology and you want to find the device that best matches your reference device, you can do auto mapping. But here, I don't need to do auto mapping. I'll click next. And here, my cells are cells with LUTs. This will be empty in this case, and my cells are with LUTs. And this is the cell name. The pin mapping is okay. I don't have extra pins here, so I don't need to do anything. And I'll click next. Now the porting starts. Here, the porting will use the lookup tables to resize the target devices. It will try to find the correct sizing of the target devices while taking the scaling into account. So it is done. This is my new design, but let's see actually here the comparison table. So in this table, it compares every reference device to every target device. So you can see that this tells us very interesting things about what happened. What happened is the porting scaled the current exactly as we requested. You can see every current is scaled by a factor of 1.5, and also my current source here is scaled by a factor of 1.5. My voltage sources are scaled by the 0.4 factor, and what is interesting is I'm keeping the same bias point, the same GM over ID, and the same capacitance. So this is not trivial resizing. It is not just defining W and L as equations. It is actually a very smart algorithm that searches for the L and W, that keeps the current to the value you want, the GM over ID to the value you want, and the capacitance in this example to the value you want. Here, this is in bold and this is in bold because these are the two characteristics that we chose when we choose the sizing rules. And you can see it is different L, different W, completely different L, completely different W to achieve the properties that we want. So now I have everything ready here. Let's check the schematic itself. So this is the target schematic, and here I have my original reference schematic. So let's compare them. Of course, I see the current here is 10, the current here is 15, so this is correct. Let's go inside. And this is my 3.3 volt device, and here I expect to see my core device. Yeah, this is my core device, and you can see the sizing is completely different here. The device has been resized. So the original one, so let's pick for example M1. Let's see this example, this M1A. So M1A is this device. Okay, it was using 500 nanos, and the total width, which is the product of WF, NF, and M, was 19.8 micron. But for the target, let's see here, the L is 330 nanos, which is this number, and the total width is actually much less. I have ported to a new technology or a new device type, and here I have completely different sizing. So I am done with my porting process, and I have a complete understanding of the behavior of my device. I can also compare here, for example, the FT, I can compare the gain, I can compare the capacitances, the noise. So you can see all the properties of your device, and my design is now ready. My new design is now ready, and the porting process is complete.